Hey everybody, this is Julie Pedroza coming from Churchill, Tennessee. We're starting to thaw out here. Hopefully you guys, wherever you're at, are too. Um, been a long winter for me, but but I wanted to get on today. I got a summons to report for jury duty, and then I came across a devotional that I read, and it was on Titus 2:7, but I want to read Titus 2:7 and 8, and this is out of the ESV. Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works. In your teaching, show integrity, dignity, and sound speech that cannot be condemned, so that an opponent may be put to shame, having nothing evil to say about us. And what brought that to mind was knowing that I have to go to jury duty, and I've done jury duty before, and I was honest about a question that came up, and they chose me anyway. And I think that says a lot. As Christians, we may be leading people we don't even know. They may see us, they may watch us, and how we act and handle things that come our way, I think makes a big difference. And that's what the scripture is saying, that we have to stand above everybody else that might be out there. When something doesn't go our way, we can't be angry and argumentative or anything that goes against what God believes, which is showing kindness and love. And I think it does make a difference. When we were moving down here to Tennessee, my husband Joe was already down here. I was still up in Indiana because I was working, and the movers came. And I had already got a quote, and they said yes, and the truck was coming on this day, and I explained to them before they even came over the phone that my furniture was very big and bulky, but they didn't say anything about it. And they came, and excuse me, the driver came, and he's like, okay, what's got to go? And I pointed to everything and the boxes in the garage that were left, and he's like, all of this? And I said yes. Fast forward, it was not what I was quoted. It was double. Because of the size of my furniture. I tried calling the company that I got the quote from. They were of no help. But what happened was the driver of the truck saw how I handled it, and he said, you're not even arguing about this. He says, you're handling this very well. And I said to him, I'm like, what else is there to do? I said, I need my stuff. I said, it's not your fault. And I was quoted wrong. I said, but there's nothing more I can do. I said, God will bless me on the other end in some way. I said, I need my furniture and I need my things down there. I said, so go ahead and load the truck. And I never thought about that before, but I could have absolutely gone off the deep end. It was double of what I was quoted, and I was not expecting that the day of the move. Everything was packed, but I didn't blow off. I didn't do that. And I just firmly stood my ground in a nice way, trying to get the help that I needed, but I didn't get it. And so I know that God did bless us on this end here because nothing else went wrong. But it just reminded me, what are people seeing? What kind of example am I being? Are they seeing God through me? Or are they seeing just an angry person that gets mad at everybody and doesn't have a kind word to say about anything or anyone? And that's what I want to be. I want to be the person that, like Titus says, that I can be a model of good works, and through my works and my teachings, and I can show integrity and dignity and sound speech. And when all of those happen, nobody can say anything against me in a bad way. They're going to see God. They're going to see God through me more than the enemy in the way the world is. They're going to wonder how I can be the way I am when things come my way. And that's the only way we're going to get to people. That's the only way we are going to be able to get others who may be on the fence or maybe who have been hurt in the past see a different way of Christianity and the way of being with Christ. Just like Pastor Tony and Pastor Allen said, it's our obedience, it's our actions, and it's when we do those things that the presence of God will be with us. So I hope this meant something to you today, and I hope you get something out of it. And I hope you really examine, just like I've been doing, what kind of example am I? Am I leading the way towards God? Or am I leading the way to go back into the world. And I hope I'm leading the way to God. Have a great day, everybody. Be blessed and be a blessing.